Hey guys, my name is Nicholas and I wanted to make this video on how I write my own ebooks for myself. And those ebooks that I've already written will be linked in the description. As a part of this video, I'm going to go through what my ebooks are on, the process that I use to write my ebooks, and the journey business-wise of going from a service-based company and estimating to a digital product company for estimating, the same field basically, and transitioning my company that way. I am 28 years old. I am no smarter than you are. I'm probably just one of the random guys that are in your class, but I think that I am on a pathway to make a lot of wealth through making ebooks, and this is probably something that you've realized too, which is why you're watching this video. So what I put into my ebooks. So this is going to be based on you and what's going on in your life, but I decided to go with my career and what I've been doing for the past 5 years professionally, which is estimating in the construction world, as well as project management, and that side of things are also included in my books, as well as one of the things that I overcame in life, which was alcoholism. So I was heavily dependent on alcohol back whenever I was in the military, and even after I transitioned, and I was able to overcome that before my daughter was born, luckily, which was right whenever I had turned 23. I'm currently 28, so that's right around 4 or 5 years of being sober. And as far as what you would, or how you would go about doing the ebooks themselves after you actually choose something that you know about, that's important to you, I'd say maybe just something that you've been doing for the past 4 or 5 years, if that's something on the side or your main thing. And the way that I go about making the ebooks is to start with on some of my past videos that I thought were extremely informative, taking the YouTube transcript of your video. So if you go to the transcript of your video, you can toggle the time marks or the time stamps that are on the side of those videos, or the side of each sentence basically that you spoke, and you can turn that off, and then you can copy and paste that. And what I like to use is GPT-4, which everyone has access to now because OpenAI has made GPT-4o available for everybody for free access. You put it into there and you ask ChatGPT, you prompt it to be an editor or a formatter for an ebook, and it'll write it in the style of an ebook. It'll even create chapters for you if you don't already have the chapters called out from your transcript. And that is a very fast and easy process to get things started. And even if that isn't the full thing, which it tends not to be the full thing for me, it's going back in there, of course, and just adding to the template that has already been made for you, which is pretty much an almost complete ebook in itself, if you are using the correct information in your videos, and if you're able to translate that into your ebook. And another thing that I just learned recently from another YouTuber called Aston CEO is, and I'll probably link his channel in the description as well, is to use this app called Otter. And Otter is free from everything that I've been able to see. There is like a certain usage amount where you have to upgrade to a pro after so many minutes of conversation that you record, but from what I've seen, I've recorded 30-20 minute ebooks basically on it, and all it's doing is just taking what you say, which you can pretty much do in your notes on your phone without having to get another app, but it's just taking what you say and writing it down. And so, for instance, my wife has been on a journey for weight loss, and I just last night sat down for 30 minutes and just talked out her journey to get her ebook started for her, and she can go back in and put the personal touches on it that I may have missed just not being her, basically. But it is very possible. And another thing that goes with that is just making sure that you go through a course and proofread after ChatGPT has spit out the entire thing to see what it has missed. Of course, throwing it into words so that it highlights things that may not be spelled correctly from ChatGPT, or grammar issues, which are both things that I've seen from ChatGPT. And not necessarily spelling things wrong too many times, but putting random spaces in between brands or whatever it's calling out. But that is the way to get started and very quickly produce ebooks within hours, on multiple different subjects. And what you can do is, if you don't necessarily know who your audience is that you're going to immediately sell to, like you don't necessarily have some massive following or something like that, is make multiple in different categories and see who likes what from your ebook choice. And as far as where to actually get to selling these things, what I've realized is that it's not going to necessarily be some easy thing to get on Etsy and do. So I had my own website created for my estimating service, which, like I mentioned before, I'm transitioning it over to a digital product service, because this digital project space is going to grow further for every person that gets a new iPhone, gets internet connection. More people will be on there, more people will want to know things, and the education space, as you can see from your student loan, is one of the best places for you to have any monetary success, at least, trying to sell things online. You can do a novel or science fiction or something like that if you want to in your leisure, and I'm not saying that won't work for you per se, but if you want to do this in a way to where you can afford the lifestyle that you want to, or replace your job, either one, then I think that this is definitely the place to start. Now, this is definitely not the end of things, and as I continue through my journey, I will write about it. I will produce videos free for YouTube about it, like I'm doing right now, and stuff that I've already learned. And I basically just want to make things easier all around to whoever is watching this video, specifically though for people in construction or transitioning from the military, like I had to do, and like I was in, and I am currently in construction industry, who are maybe in lower paid jobs or manual, that have you constantly going past the time that you're supposed to work, working overtime, working weekends and stuff like that. Is it fun? But it's all things that I've had to do in the past. And I just know that if I start moving now, and you as well, that things can be changed in the future. What will not change things is doing the same thing that I've been doing for the last 14 years, which means that I'm 28 is half of my life. So again, if you want to learn more, even really just check out how my ebook looks and use that somewhat for your own design. As far as designing the ebook, I use Canva to make the book. But the books, like I said before, will be linked into the description. GPT-4 or GPT-4o for doing all of the editorial work, because you're going to wonder how, instead of sitting there and writing it, using your notepads and the microphone there, or using Otter AI, which is free for you. And for posting it, you're probably going to want to put that onto your own site so that you don't necessarily get a massive transaction fee. Squarespace is what I'm using for my website, and it offers a Business Plus plan that offers 0% transaction fees, 3% transaction fees for the just normal business plan. And believe it or not, one of the bigger aspects, and something I'm going to kind of bring up later on in another video, is the AI that they use on Squarespace for you. AI, or Squarespace has a new function to where they'll let AI basically create the website for you with prompting of a few different items. Super fast. I guess if it's not perfectly what you want, you can always just restart and reprompt it. But super cool tool. And on my all right, guys, thank you.